BLP Kosher is one of the fastest growing rappers of 2023. His insane hair is what initially got him attention, with many people comparing him to the Island Boys.
I'm an island boy, and I've been trying to make.
But unlike them, BLP can actually rap, with him having some genius level wordplay and spitting by far the best skateboarding bars that I've ever heard.
I remember skating the switch, I bought a switch for old time's sake. Gripped on from going down, no DNA, can't leave a trace. This flip out, no Lucy Tannenbaum, Glock came with a laser. Kosher dip, keep better, what I'm still just do.
And with him recently working with the likes of Cole Bennett, it is clear to see that he has a bright future ahead of him if he keeps up at this pace. As typically I make videos about skateboarding, more importantly for me, he is also the most successful rapper that has come from the world of skateboarding. Throughout this video, I'll be taking a closer look at his early life and accomplishments in skateboarding, how he started blowing up, what influences his music and style, and then finish off by breaking down some of his best skateboarding bars. So sit back and enjoy the return of my Skate Stories series in the most in-depth mini documentary that I have ever done on the rise of skateboarding's greatest rapper, BLP Kosher. BLP Kosher, which is an abbreviation for his real name, Benjamin Landy Pavlon, was born in Deerfield, Broward County, Florida, growing up in the same area as Kodak Black, XXXTentacion, and Ski Mask the Slump God. From the young age of 7, BLP, who at the time was called Benny by his friends, would take up skateboarding as a hobby and completely fell in love with it. He lived with his mom and grandma at the Pine Tree Apartments, which I guess doubles as a senior living home, which made him spend his entire childhood going outside, with him stating that he basically grew up at the skate park.
I like being outside.
You always constantly got to be doing something.
Yeah, because I grew up at the skate park. I was living with my grandma and my mom at this like senior living place. I had to be out before 7 a.m. and I couldn't come back until after 12. I like being out anyway. I don't even like spending time in the crib.
I've heard some people online say that he comes from a privileged background, but I don't really believe that is the case. I mean, just look at the reviews and the photos of those apartments. Sure, they have a pool, but it does not exactly seem like a life of luxury. After some Nardwuar CIA level investigation, I managed to find some of, if not the first ever videos of BLP Kosher skateboarding that was uploaded online. The earliest of which dates back to December 2011, when BLP Kosher was probably around 10 or 11 years old. It is simply called Benny Sponsor Me Video. I'm confident it's really him because Boca Skate Park is literally 5 miles away from the apartments that he lived at, and he also mentions going to Boca frequently in an interview.
There's so many cities in Broward, but like Boca is like borderline right next to me, and I live there a lot too and stuff.
There are also some more videos I found of him from 2013 of him skating at Drop-In Skate Park, which is also just down the road from where he lives. His first actual edited skateboarding video, aside from his Sponsor Me video, was filmed at Drop-In Skate Park, simply called Benny Pavlon at Drop-In. He would probably be around 12 to 13 years old in this video, and he is without a doubt a great skater. More impressively, even at such a young age, he is absolutely killing it with the switch tricks, which I'll get into more detail a little bit later. A year or so after this video released, BLP Kosher would drop out of Deerfield High School on literally the first day, saying that he felt trapped.
School that we was at, Deerfield High, I went there for like a day.
Really?
And, nah, I went there for like a couple hours, like a couple periods.
What made you drop out?
I felt like I was like trapped. I already did 3 years of middle school, so I was like, I can't be here.
So you drop out of school in 9th grade.
Yeah.
What do you do after you drop out? What's your next step?
I filmed like a whole bunch of skate video parts.
And skate he did, quickly going flow for a local skate shop called Mad Skate Shop. Skateboarding became less of a hobby and more of a lifestyle for BLP, as he started taking it more seriously by ditching the skate parks and hitting the streets so he could start putting together his own skateboarding parts. The earliest I could find was uploaded in 2017, called BLP Raw Street Part. This was also when he started going by the name of BLP, by using BLP Skate as his Instagram handle. 2017 to 2018 seemed to mark a significant moment in BLP's skateboarding career, as most of the clips that I've found are from around this timeline. It was also around this time that he started getting some more serious sponsors, most notably with him going flow for Habitat skateboards and Health footwear. For those unaware, Flow is the first entry-level sponsorship that you can get. Basically, he just got free stuff. The next level up from that would be AM, where you typically start getting paid and become part of the core team, and the level up from that would be pro, where you have your own name on a board and get paid royalties plus a salary to skateboard for the team. Towards the end of 2017, he released one of his most notable parts, 10 Toes Down. While it might not look like anything crazy, and by no means is it compared to any iconic skateboarding parts, still, he is doing quite a lot of impressive tricks, most notably in switch, which for those of you that don't skate, it's pretty much the equivalent of riding with the opposite hand. Because for switch tricks, your foot position is reversed, making those tricks much harder to execute and land. This shows a great amount of skill and dedication to skateboarding. In fact, about half the tricks in this part are done switch. In 2018, he carried this momentum with another video part called Mad Minute. Once again continuing the trend of many switch tricks. The next part that I could find was in 2019, called Egrets. At this point, his skating was starting to get really good, and it's without a doubt that he could have started getting paid to skateboard by going AM for one of his sponsors. And that was his plan to do so, he stated.
Like, talk a little bit about like your journey in skateboarding. Did you ever like want to go pro?
I thought that was going to be my career, to be real honest with you. I had like a little skate shop sponsor through Flow and stuff. It was just like a hustle, like, you know what I mean? Just like going in the streets with the camera, like ask my friend to film it, go home, like pay my dog to edit.
He continued skating hard, and in May 2020, he released his best part to date, Exit 42. Watching this part, you would think that he rides goofy with how many tricks that he does switch. And for those of you non-skaters, no, that's not a diss. Goofy is when you ride with your right foot forward. A regular is when you ride with your left foot forward, which is BLP's natural stance. The ender in this video is perhaps the most impressive trick of the whole part, which was good enough to get him a mention in a recent episode of Skateline.
Then he got street cred. He did a switchback tail flip out. That's the only street cred we care about. We don't got to shoot nobody, riding nothing. You got real switch tricks. You good in the streets.
Later that same year, BLP Kosher would release his first song ever as a joke, called Sweet Potato.
Me and LaGary would joke around like that. January 2021, we made a song called Sweet Potato. We put that bit on SoundCloud. It was like a joke, like I didn't really take it seriously. I wasn't really trying to rap, to be honest with you.
Despite this song being entirely a joke, it really does have a bit of the same wordplay as he has today, most notably with his skateboarding references.
I'm doing switch front crooks like I'm Jamie Ford. Cracker talking shit, but he still do board slides on rails.
And he also included a few references to Judaism.
Like a Hanukkah candle, spin her up, crack around like a dang drape.
About now is what should probably address the elephant in the room. Those damn wicks, man. No, he is not in any way related to the Island Boys. I guess that is just what people do with their hair in Florida. But the origin story of BLP's wicks go a little bit deeper than just the hairstyle.
Shout out my boy Charmaine. He gave me my look. He gave me the 2 wicks. He got killed by the police. When that happened, I was like so furious. I was like, I ain't never finna cut these off. I had like just like my little 2, you know, just regular payas. His girlfriend had passed away. I gave him like the tefillin prayer and helped him do like the Kaddish for her soul to elevate. Like, and he was like, I'm gonna make your little payas, wake him up.
Anyway, he dropped Sweet Potato as a joke and didn't think much of it. It was just something fun for him to do, and he continued focusing on skateboarding. Then he met another rapper called Jew Shiesty, who was older and a bit more connected to the music industry in Florida. He inspired BLP to keep going, and he also helped create BLP's name. As before, he was thinking about going by the name Le Kosher, but Shiesty told him to keep the BLP from his skateboarding days. Thus the name BLP Kosher was born. And while it may seem like he just came out of nowhere and blew up, his success was not overnight. All throughout 2021, BLP was on the grind putting out music, going as far as handing out physical flyers to people just so they'll listen to his music. At first, he was mostly getting attention for his hairstyle. For the most part, this brought more negativity and haters than actual fans, but as he continued, the people heard more of his music and they started to like him more. In fact, he attributes part of his success to the haters, as they would boost the algorithm on his Instagram by arguing in the comments.
I love the haters too, because sometimes they be helping out. Like, I got 700 comments instead of 300 because I had more hate than love when I first started. Like,
They helped you in the algorithm.
Yeah, like the boys snapped for me. So
At this point, BLP was still somewhat of an underground artist, but he started to pick up a lot of traction through Instagram when Cray Sean reposted a freestyle they did in his car. A few months later, in November, he released his first album called BLP Kosher and the Magic Dreidel. This undeniably marked a shift in his career, with multiple songs becoming hits, starting with The Knack, when Drewski put it on Coulda Been Records. Even though it was just mostly a joke because of the hair, the song was actually fire and it got BLP a lot of new fans. Because of this, the rest of his album was getting promoted, with Drew on the Canoe becoming the biggest hit of the album, setting off 1.7 million views on YouTube currently. Because of this, he also blew up on TikTok, with people making fun of him in the same manner that they did to the Island Boys, but this time he actually made good music, so they stuck around. All of this new traction got a lot of new eyes on BLP, which led up to the biggest breakout moment for him, and something that many other rappers can only dream of doing, and that is working with Cole Bennett on a Lyrical Lemonade music video. Lyrical Lemonade represents a sort of seal of authenticity that can create entire careers for rappers. If it wasn't for Lyrical Lemonade, a lot of the greatest rappers of the past 5 years would probably not exist or be anywhere as relevant as they became. The one thing that BLP had from early in his career, and that has only improved even more now, is his wordplay and double entendres, frequently sneaking in skateboarding and Jewish references. To cover all of them would require me to cover pretty much every single song, but I'll break down just a few of my favorites real quick.
I remember skating the switch, I bought a switch for old time's sake. Grip on from going down no DNA, can't leave a trace.
Here BLP makes a clever use of the word switch. The first meaning to this is in reference to his long history of skateboarding. Skating switch refers to riding with the opposite foot backwards, as I covered earlier. The second meaning of the word switch is in reference to a Glock switch, a device which converts a semi-automatic pistol into one capable of fully automatic fire. The grip thumb is what happens when you get some fresh grip tape and it rips up the skin on your thumb. Therefore, it rips off his DNA from his thumb, or more specifically his fingerprint, so he cannot leave a trace. Yoshi Tannenbaum is a professional skateboarder who is well known for his ability to laser flip. Kosher makes a pun on a laser flip, saying that his Glock came with a laser. A kosher pickle is a type of pickle that's prepared in ordinance with Jewish dietary laws. Kosher pickles are typically fermented in barrels. This is also a double entendre for the barrel of a gun, which Kosher says that he keeps on him while he's skating. Jason Dill refers to an American pro skateboarder and founder of FA. Dill is also a spice commonly used to season kosher pickles. I don't know how he managed to have a Jewish reference in the same sentence as a skateboarding reference, but it is truly a testament to the complexity and range of his thought process. While these lyrics might make it seem like BLP Kosher is into some very non-kosher activities, I don't believe that is actually the case, as that would go against everything he stands for. I'm sure that he does practice the Second Amendment as every American should, but I do not believe that he is sliding on any ops. Simply put, he is just making music that is catchy and people choose to listen to, while incorporating his own style into what's popular right now. The bigger issue is why people choose to listen to music that promotes violence in the first place, but BLP puts a spin on it that is lighthearted and, more importantly, socially conscious. His goal, it seems, is not to glorify his actions, but rather start a dialogue about them and our place in our society. Or, more realistically, he is just having fun with his creativity, expressing his own perspectives, and connecting with an audience that appreciates his unique blend of humor, social commentary, and catchy flows. Despite the seeming incongruence of his lyrics and his lifestyle, Kosher stays true to his beliefs, crafting a musical persona that changes norms and invites reflection, all while keeping his listeners entertained and engaged. It's a delicate balance, but one that he manages with skill and finesse. Just a few weeks ago, BLP Kosher had his first concert where he played some unreleased songs. It's intriguing to see where the future will take him, as it really does seem like if he keeps growing at this pace, he will become one of the biggest rappers in 2023. But ultimately, only time will tell. And that is the story of BLP Kosher as we know it so far. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like and consider checking out my Skate Stories playlist for more videos like this. Let me know in the comments if you think something was left out or suggest someone else to do a video like this on. As for now, that is all I have. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.